What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Good Time Podcast. I'm Anthony Gazelle. This is my host, Joe, aka the Cowboy Drummer. We are here today with an internet buddy of mine, somebody I met on accident at an airport once. We've chatted quite a bit over Instagram and email. He's a Rocklocks artist. He's a phenomenal drummer. He plays for the artist Benson, Boone. Everybody give it up for Brook Alexander.
What is up, guys?
Welcome on, brother.
How you doing? Damn, it's so good to be here, man.
Yeah, thanks for the time, man. We're really excited to chat with you. Before we get started, head over to Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Leave us any comments, any questions you want to hear us answer in future episodes. Head over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Brook, thank you for coming on. Where are you right now?
So, man, I am in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I've never been here before.
Random.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been here. But we're gonna do a quick little gig tomorrow, and then head right out of here. So, but it's cool to be here. I got in like probably around 12 o'clock last night, and I was hungry. Didn't get to eat anything at the airport before we got out of here. So I'm like, I had some late night Whataburger. It's like a chicken salad. I wanted something crazy, but I was like, let me behave and get a salad.
Short life, dude. It gets out of control.
Right, exactly. You can't lose it, man. I got 2 kids. I'm starting to get a dad bod, so I'm trying to control it a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Over Instagram. But
yeah,
how do you feel like your habits on the road, like over the years of touring? How do you feel like they've changed or developed or whatever, as far as like eating and fitness and just general taking care of your body? Because we talk about that a lot on the podcast.
Yeah. It's changed a whole lot. I mean, like I'm 36. I'm about to be 37 next month, actually. And, I've been doing this ever since I was 21. And, 21, you're young, you can basically do anything. You're invincible. You can eat everything and you'll kind of be all right. 37 is a different ball game, man. Like the more I eat and like all the stuff that I realize and that I'm eating, it's like falling in different places in my body. And then I start to realize it when I'm trying on pants and they don't fit anymore. It's a whole other thing. So I'm just like, yeah, I need to really, really take care of myself. And especially considering the gig that I'm on, we're playing, normally our shows are about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And so just trying to have stamina and make sure that I'm making it and surviving the show every night. So I'm trying to eat better. Yeah. It's a lengthy show. It's a lengthy show for sure. So I definitely got to be very well prepared. But eating better, trying to work out a lot more, and plus another incentive besides my wife, who is killing it at the gym every day. She wakes up, she goes out for an hour and a half, and she gets it in. That's her way to get her day started, so she can conquer the day and do the things with the kids. But aside from her being kind of inspirational to that and encouraging to that, my bandmates and even Benson himself, like obviously Benson is in great shape, and my bandmates are really, really in good shape, and they take really good care of themselves.
I think Benson could tone it up just a little bit.
Man,
an 8-pack and doing backflips on stage.
He's athletic.
He's wild, dude. Like sometimes I gotta dial it back because he makes you think you can do anything, and then I'm like, oh nope, I can't do that.
I'm 37.
Exactly, I'm 37. He's 20. He's 22. He can still.
Yeah,
is
he 22?
Like that. Oh yeah, he's a young buck, man. He's real young. Yeah.
Man, that's cool. And he's been popping for a few years. So he popped off when he was like 20 probably or something.
Yes.
19?
Yes.
19, yeah.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, but they're a big incentive as well. Like they're very fit, very good shape, and I'm like, I can't be the dude on stage with the gut and the flabby arm. So I gotta do something.
No, you're in great shape. You're doing great, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So how did you get into playing drums? Where did this journey start?
Oh man, it started basically like it did for everybody. I was 2 years old, just beating on everything in my parents' house. They had a table in there, and I was just tearing them table legs up. and grab some pots and pans and do that whole thing. And my dad realized at the age of 2, he was like, yo, his timing is actually pretty good. And so, you know, fast forward 3, I'm still kind of into it. 4, once he realized that I was really, really kind of, you know, really into it and watching a lot of the drummers at church play, he was like, all right, I got to get this kid a kit. And because my dad is a musician as well, he plays organ and
Cool.
piano. So yeah, he was like, I got to get this kid a kit. So when I turned 4, he got me a kit, and the rest is history from there.
You remember what it
So
was?
tight.
Was it Yamaha?
Nah, it was like a beginner kit. I don't remember the brand.
Sure.
There's a picture of it somewhere. But I mean, for the time, it wasn't bad. Like it held up for quite a few years. You know, I think like for about 6 years until I got my first big boy kit, which that one was that was a Premier kit. It was a 5-piece Premier
Nice.
birch
Cool,
kit.
dude. Those Premier kits back in the day were fire, bro.
Yeah.
They
They were
sounded
really,
awesome.
really good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my parents still have it. It's in the attic. I need to go back and get it.
Dude,
Yeah,
those kits
facts.
were sick.
I
Yeah.
grew up on one of those too, a birch one too. That's sick.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
did you-
remember watching Virgil Donati play it on the Modern Drummer Festival
Yes.
in '97.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, yo, he had that thing smacking, so I'm trying to get it to sound like that.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you grow up playing in church as well?
I did, yeah. So
Was it a gospel church or like a more contemporary church?
yes, it was a gospel church. It was an apostolic church. Yeah, gospel music, you know, shouting, all
Shouts.
that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's okay.
all that stuff, man.
Yeah, I
But
played.
yeah,
I played for like a year at a gospel church in Seattle.
word.
And
Okay.
I was like one of 2 white guys in this entire building. It was hilariously, it was just me and the bass player were the only white guys, which makes no sense. It was like the opposite.
core. Okay.
Core, yeah.
All right.
And
All right.
It
The
was
core.
one of the most. It was one of the most challenging experiences of my drumming like journey. It was so tough, but it was awesome. Like I had a blast. Like totally different style of playing because I grew up playing in like kind of like white contemporary church, playing like you know
Right.
Hillsong tunes and like
Right.
basically it's basically like playing you know classic rock. It's like very very easy, slow, all that stuff.
With
And then
the
you're in
bass drum
church.
snare.
Yeah,
And you're doing
you know,
shouts, and it's like, and I'm wearing a suit and shit, and I was like sweating, and it was like, yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome, man. Such a fun experience.
Yeah, it's cool. Joe, don't get me started on them pancake snares.
I can't do it, bro. They're
I
insufferable.
can't, man. Like I can't do like sometimes I hear these joints and they sound so great, but like I need the type of sound that I want out of my snare. Like I want the cut to be there, and so like I need that attack there. So I'm just
Yes.
like, man,
Yes.
just tune it up just a little bit.
No, man.
Yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, I was raised in church. I grew up playing in church. I started the first time I ever played in church. I was 8 years old. And then my god sister got married, and her husband, my god brother, was the drummer at the time. And when they got married, they moved to San Diego. And so my dad, he didn't like come in my room and ask me if I wanted to be the drummer or if I wanted to play at church. He was kind of like, yep. So Trent not left, but like Trent's moving. So you play drums, you're going to play. And I'm like, word? I don't get a say in this? Like, what if I don't want to? And I remember being terrified. Like, I really didn't want to. I was shy. I didn't really like playing in front of people like that. But I kind of got over it, and yeah, I became the church drummer at 8 years old. So
Wow, so dope. So
yeah,
wait, first of all, where'd you grow up?
so I grew up in Inglewood, California, born and raised.
Oh wow, okay. So you came up in this area, and then
Yeah,
so then you know you're playing in high school. Did you play in any bands in high school? Like, were you playing
Yeah.
outside of church at all? And then
yeah.
at what point did you start to actually like get on the road and tour? And you know, at what point did that turn into a gig that was semi-professional? Because I know you played for BB, but like, you know, kind of give us that part of the journey as well.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I definitely played outside of church. Middle school, I wasn't in any bands, like any concert bands or anything like that. I was taking a lot of private lessons during the summer. That's when I was like 13. But 14, when I got into high school, I went to Torrance High, and that's when I started to get serious about learning how to read and kind of like advancing my skills a little bit more. And so I took that more seriously. I joined the jazz band, and then maybe like my third semester of that year, my freshman year, I joined the drum line. I had no intentions of being in the drum line. I did not
Mm-hmm.
want to be in the drum line. But one of the students in the music program, hearing me play at for the jazz band stuff, he was like, "Hey man, like you should try out for the drum line. I think you'd be really good." And I really didn't want to, but I went to the tryout just to kind of see what it was about, because I was curious, and I wanted to play snare, even though I just didn't know how to play traditional guitar. I still don't. But I wanted to be a snare
Same.
drummer. So I don't get it. I can do it the other way. I can't do it the right way.
So
It makes
hard.
no
It's
sense to
not
me.
it. It never made any
Yeah.
sense to me because I'm like, it's like I'm not. I play with both feet. I'm not turning my left foot like around.
Yeah.
There's just no.
Yeah.
There's just no reason. I'm sorry. I understood the reason
Right.
when for people who are listening, my understanding is that the reason behind it in the first place was when back when they were marching for like literally war, and they had a
Yeah.
snare drum on their like it was around their shoulder strap like a seat belt, and because of that, the snare was turned to the side, and so they had to
Yeah.
flip one
So you had to
hand.
adapt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like on a drum kit, there's just no point. But anyway,
No.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
to each their own,
Teach
man.
their own. But yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't do it. But yeah, so I wanted to be a snare player, and then my jazz director, before the audition, he was like, "Nah, you're a quad player. Like you're a bigger guy. Like you play drum set. Like it just makes sense." And so I went in there and I tried it. I played quads, and it was cool, but like I still didn't want to do it.
Is that like
But
the
the
toms? Like the
Yeah, the
is it,
four. There's so many names for it. Quads, quints. There's so many things. But yeah, it's those drums. They're very
okay.
heavy, like 40 pounds. Crazy.
Yeah, it's like they're
damn.
flat right
Uh,
here, and you're playing them around your neck.
yep, yep, exactly.
Uh,
So so yeah, I do the audition, and I got it. The stuff made sense. The warm ups, the exercises made sense. Um, and the instructor, the drumline instructor, my boy Carl Arietta, who was like, he was very pivotal to a lot of stuff that I learned that I still apply to this day.
hmm
But he was like, "Yeah, you're really dope. I really want you in the drum line." And I was like, "Sick. I don't want to do it. Still not trying to do it, you know?" But like I still stuck around. I did a couple more auditions and learned different things, learned how to march. And I legit was about to be like, "Okay, after this I'm not coming back." Um, but it just so happened that last audition, he broke out the music for the year, for our competing competitive
yeah,
indoor show, and so I'm like, oh, okay, like I still want to learn how to read, so okay, let's see what I can kind of figure out. And so he starts walking me through the music. We start learning the music, and then I start learning how to read. And then I'm like, oh, I can take this and put this over to the jazz band side because I still want to do the drum set stuff. And so I kind of went back and forth, and I ended up sticking around all 4 years. And it was honestly the best experience I could have had because I learned so many things about not just reading, but rudiments. There's a lot of rudiments that I've been playing forever that I never knew. I never knew the name for it and all that kind of stuff. And then just being able to apply all of that stuff to the kit was
hmm
incredible. And even the life stuff too, like marching band and drumline, you got to make sure you bring your marching shoes. You got to make sure you bring your black
mm,
socks. You can't forget this stuff. Be on time, like all
yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And especially, man, like the big thing that I took away from drumline that I still use today is that my instructor Carl, he was very adamant and very intentional with us understanding why our part was written and why it works in the context of the whole entire picture. And so I'm able to take that because like he really used to kind of harp on us like, okay, quads, this is your part. Work on it. Okay, cool. We got our parts. Dope. All right, now we're gonna get together with the snares. you see how your part and the snares part lines up, and how it's kind of like a call and response situation. Basses, same thing. And then we get together with the marimba players and the xylophone players, and we're like, they're playing the melody, quads. See, you guys are playing the same exact thing. And so it really blew my mind to just the depth of the big picture. And so now, even when I'm out here, that's the same thing I'm doing. I'm like, okay, there's a guitar line here. Cool. I can catch a harmony there because that's kind of cool. This polka is kind of dope. He's making this little sound effect. He's breathing here. Maybe I can accent it, or and kind of like elevate it. So yeah, I'm very grateful for all of that stuff. Like that really kind of shaped me and really got me ready for this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
And then I was gonna say, like, I graduated high school, went to college, did more jazz ensemble stuff, reading, and then I kind of got hit to the networking aspect of it. And so, because I saw a lot of my friends graduating and spending all this time doing these recitals and practicing and writing papers and all this kind of stuff, they get the degree, but then they end up getting stuck working somewhere because they never really made the connection or kind of bridged the gap between, okay, cool, got the degree, I still got to figure out what I'm doing after this. And so
yeah, I get messages from kids from Berkeley and MI asking me how to get gigs, and I go, yeah, I wish I had the answer, but you should know. That's what they should be teaching you. They should at least be pointing. They should at least be pointing you in the right direction. But
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I spent a lot of time going to school, doing my recitals, practicing all that kind of stuff. But during in the midnight hours, I would go out and hang out with all the fellas, all the guys that were in the industry, and the guys that had kind of already made a name for themselves. And they would host these jam sessions, and I'd show my face, I'd introduce myself, and hope that I get the opportunity to play one day. And one night I did. I got to play like 3 songs, got to solo in one of them, and then I started connecting with people. And there was a manager there who I connected with, and I didn't hear from him a year after that whole event. But I'm at fast forward a year, I'm at my college in a concert band concert, and I get a Facebook message, and that guy that met me at the jam session was like, "Hey, dude, give me a call when you get a chance." And so during the concert, when I'm not supposed to be on my phone, I kind of step out, and I called him. And he's like, "Hey, man, so my guitar player homie is getting ready to go on tour with this artist named Miguel. He's a new artist. He's opening up for Usher for 2 months, and they just fired their drummer. They need another guy, and I remember you playing at the jam session that night, and so I wanted to see if you wanted to go to the audition." And it was at SIR, and I'm all the way in Newport, so I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What do I got to lose?" So I drive from Newport to SIR. I audition, do the song. I play 2 songs for about 15 minutes. I leave. Miguel calls me while I'm on the way home, and he's like, "Hey, you're the guy. So, whatever you got to do, get your stuff together because we want you on the road." And that's how it started, man.
Okay. So a lot to unwrap here. So I love this story because this is the $1 million question: is how do you get the gig? And more often than not, this is the story you hear. It's like this random connection that you had, and that somebody did this, and a phone call, and it's just right place, right time.
Yeah.
A year later,
right.
You're in Newport, you're in Orange County. You have to drive up to North Hollywood to SIR. SIR, for people who don't know, is like a rehearsal space / like storage unit for bands and backline company. Does SIR do storage? I don't know. Whatever. Point is, those songs you had to learn. So you just like drilled those songs at home, and you're like, I'm just going to show up and play these 2 or 3 songs or whatever.
Great question. Yeah. Great question. I had no time to drill anything at home. Literally, I got to the audition. I heard a drummer auditioning the 2 songs, and then I came in, and I was like, okay, so these are the songs. This is what's happening. All right, dope. All right, let's do it. So I learned the songs when I got to the audition.
Okay, okay.
sick.
So I have so many questions. This,
Uh,
we're gonna keep this podcast to an hour, but I could ask
yeah.
700 questions about this because I find this very interesting, and I hope the listeners find this interesting. But it's like, for example, certain playback. Did the playback have cues in it, like chorus in 3, 2, 1, those types of cues? Zero cues.
I
Zero-
didn't know.
yeah.
I didn't know nothing about cues, and cues is pretty recent to me. Like
Yeah. Yep.
maybe
Yep.
as of like 3-ish years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, back then it was like no, there wasn't no lady telling me chorus, bridge, nothing. Like I was like I kind of had to make a mental note. I'm like, all right, cool, verse, chorus, verse two, chorus. Then there's the instrumental. Dope. All right, okay, I think I got it.
I've played with a bunch of different bands and a bunch of different playback setups, and most modern playback has at least a handful of cues, like not a ton because it can be distracting to some people. But
Yes.
I've always wondered if I could. I would love to like fill in for an artist one day where they're like, hey, it's a 90-minute show and you have like 2 days to prepare. But there's cues everywhere, and like you can kind of just wing it. I would love to try that out because I feel like that'd be such an interesting, experiment. But
Did you nail it, or did you like? How was it?
I didn't nail it. Not to be like a weirdo about it, but
no,
like
that's okay.
it did it made sense to me. Like I think the overall concept and understanding I had of it was okay. It's pretty. This is what the song is doing. There's one special part at the end that just goes halftime, and then there's a hit, and then it's out. And then the second song, honestly, the second song was just grooving. Like it was his first single. All I Want Is You. That song is just a groove the whole way through. But there was an outro that they put at the end because that was going to be the last song of the set. And so I just had to focus on the outro and make sure that was good. But yeah, like it was pretty straightforward, and I kind of understood the severity of the situation based off of the information that guy gave me in that text message. When I called him, that like the severity of the situation was they're leaving in 2 days to go on the road. And so already in my mind, my understanding is they need somebody that's going to quickly learn this stuff. And so like I kind of put that pressure on myself where I'm like, I don't have that much time to be like, oh, what is that again? Oh, wait, can we stop? What is this part again? No, we need to just get through it because these dudes are about to go on the road in 2 days.
That's where
they
the
got
reps,
a 30-minute set to build.
That's where the reps come into play because
Exactly.
you've gone to church a 1,000 times. You've shown up at church Sunday morning and they're like, all right, we're playing these 7 songs and you may not know 4 of them and you're just figuring it out as you go.
Right.
So you did Miguel, you opened up for Usher. Was Aaron Spears playing drums on that? Rest in peace.
Yes, he was, man. God rest his soul, dude. That was which like when I heard he passed, man, that like obviously as a fan that messed me up, but Aaron and the FRO, which is the Usher's band at the time, the Funk Rock Orchestra, they really put on a clinic every single night for 2 months. No joke, guys. I watched that show every single night.
I believe
because
it.
like
I believe
dude,
I would have too. I'm a huge Aaron Spears fan.
Aaron on drums.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Yes.
I got to meet him shortly before he passed, and I got to hang out with him, and it was so awesome. But yeah, I would have been doing the same thing. And was this your first like real tour too?
This was my first tour, man. That was the first arena tour.
Whoa, that's the first one?
Yes.
That's so dope.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
That's sick.
Yeah, that was the first. And sorry, side note, this is a crazier part of the story, guys. You guys are not gonna believe this. But 2 months before that audition, I actually bought tickets to go to the Staples Center show.
That's so
fire. at my house, when you walk into the door, the first thing you will see is some of my favorite laminates, the ticket that I bought, and the pass that I had for that tour are right next to each other.
And you played that show.
And
That
I
is
played the show, did the whole tour. I bought a ticket to go to the show, then I ended up doing the whole tour.
Bro, look
That's
what a
so
phone
bananas.
call at a time that you shouldn't even answered it to. Like, wow, the stars just aligned so dope right there for you.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show. It just goes to show, like, you cannot just sit in your basement and practice. You have to go out and meet people. Like,
Yes.
I tell people all the time, they got to get on the road.
Yeah.
You know, you had the, like, let's call it what it is. It's a luxury to live in Southern California when you're trying to become a musician. Like, if you're in Southern California or Nashville and you're trying to, like, become a professional musician, it is a leg up.
Yeah.
But
for
either
sure.
way, you could have been in your basement or your house, like, practicing all day, not meeting anybody, but you were out actually, like, networking, going to these events, going to these jam sessions, like, meeting other pros, like, trying to get in the mix because you wanted to show them, like, hey, I could play too. And guess what? Then it turned into that. So you did
Bro,
Miguel.
you didn't even want to do marching too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
It's crazy because like you didn't even want to do the marching.
I
And,
know.
like,
That's
did
the
not.
funniest part.
Had no
you did
desire,
it anyways.
but that was the biggest. I think that was the biggest contribution to my playing and to my understanding as a musician in this line of work.
I grew up in a really, I said it on a different podcast, but I grew up in a really small town that didn't, the school was too small to have a marching band, but I wish more than anything I went to a school that had a marching band because I would have done it just for the chops. Like,
Yes.
I would have, dude, the second they were like, all right, march like this and lift your knees high and stuff, I would have just been like, it would have been hard to take seriously. But the chops that you would get from that, I would have just, it's indispensable. So,
Yes. Yes. For sure.
okay. So how long did you do Miguel? And then when did that turn into the next gig? And then how did that turn into Benson Boone?
Man, that's a journey. And so so I did Miguel for 2 years.
What
From
year was
20
that?
This is 2010. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
2010 to like 2012. And if you guys are familiar with Miguel's work, his
I am.
big, okay, his
I am.
big
And
hit.
I was in the conversation for the Miguel gig a couple of years ago. Actually, it was a
Oh,
very.
word.
We could talk about it off record here. It was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it super in the mix, but I got a call that was like, "Hey, are you interested?" And I was like, "Yeah," and then it turned into nothing. But there was a yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
But yeah, so that went on for 2 years, and it was right before his big hit that kind of catapulted everything was the song he wrote called "Adorn." It was a huge song back in the day, and like I ended up leaving the gig, which is another thing that I learned about this business. There's a way to there's a way to bow out, and I didn't do it correctly,
That's okay. That's
but-
okay.
But
We all
it
take
was
Ls.
understandable. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was understandable. Like I kind of saw how the management was kind of playing things, how they were kind of moving pieces, and I was like, this isn't gonna be very helpful to what I would like to accomplish as a musician myself. And so I really had to sit down with myself and just be like, I kind of don't like how they're doing things. Like Miguel is dope. Like I believe in him wholeheartedly, but the management is making some weird moves, and I'm really not with it. So
Really, I've never heard that story before.
You've never heard that story before.
Yeah, no, that doesn't exist in the music industry.
and so I really sat home after a gig one night, and I was like, is this the kind of situation I could walk away from? There were other opportunities, and so I was like, do I want to do this? And then ultimately I decided, yeah. But I had to be like, if it takes off, then that's on me, and I gotta take it to the chin and just call it, And got off the gig. My homie RJ Kelly, who's like he's one of my good homies. But RJ, I had him sub in for me on one Miguel gig, and then he started getting calls from Miguel's management after I left. And RJ called me and was like, "Hey, dude, I'm getting like texts and emails from management. Like, what's going on?" And I told him, "Hey, man, I'm off. I decided to leave. If you want to take it, you got it. Like, I think it'll be dope."
And you
And
left
so
it
he
with
was
no
like,
backup plan. You just walked.
With no backup plan. I had one other artist I was playing with at the time. It was another R&B artist named Kenny Lattimore. He's like a more he's very talented dude. Like he had a really big hit in the 90s that I actually loved as a kid. And so I was like, yeah, I want to play with Kenny. but he was like, all right, cool. Like, and we talked about it, and no love lost, and like he's still my dude. I was like, hey man, if you want it, please go for it. And so he took the gig, and maybe 2 weeks after that, Adorn just bow, and so I was like, ugh, crazy. And
Damn.
so yeah, he got to do all the big shows and all the cool award show performances, and I was at the crib.
Were you salty about it, like, or what?
No, no, I wasn't. Like, I was very happy for RJ. That was honestly just one of those learning lessons where I was like, I had this conversation with myself. So,
Oh,
it
Brooke,
is what it is, man.
It
I
is
don't
what
want to
it
get
is,
too
brother.
into it.
That's
I don't want to
right.
get too into it because I just stuff I can't say. But I turned down a gig
Uh,
a couple years ago that I knew the gig was gonna blow up, and
uh,
tell you one thing, it blew up. So
yeah,
blew
yeah,
way up. I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at. Everything worked out. Everything works out for a reason. But
hmm
yeah, I've been there. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
sometimes you have to
yeah.
do things for reasons that are not about money or success or
Facts.
whatever. It becomes
No, of
there's
course.
just you see stuff, you see the writing on the wall, and you go, this ain't a train I'm like trying to get on.
Yeah, yeah. So I walked away from that one and watched that do what it did, and I still kind of continue. But I ended up getting a gig with this young artist named Jackson Guthrie, who who I got to work with, this music director who's killing it now, Chris Pooley. He's the music director for American Idol,
Okay.
Oh, cool.
and he MD Sabrina Carpenter. He's super dope. But yeah, he was the MD at the time. That was 2013. So I do that gig for about a year and a half. 2014, I get on this gig with this artist named Faraz, who was Katy Perry's artist. And we opened up for Katie's tour, her Prismatic World tour, for about 4 months. Got to reconnect with Chris, the MD,
Katie with Tony
and
Royster?
huh?
With Katie with Tony Royster Jr. or with somebody
No,
else?
this is with Adam Marcello back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yep.
yeah. And
Another
so
insane drummer, but yeah.
absolutely, man, love Adam. He's the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And then 2015 comes around, and because of my reconnection with Chris through that Katy Perry tour, he basically covered all of my 2015. And so I did this artist Brooke Fraser with him. Then he got the Demi Lovato gig, so I did Demi for a couple months. Um, I ended up getting the American Idol tour during that year. And then when that finished, Chris called me back for Adam Lambert. So Adam Lambert covered the end of 2015 to 2016. 2016, I did this artist named Stanaj, who was an incredible vocalist. And then 2017 comes around, and I get the Julia Michaels gig. And I think the Julia Michaels gig was kind of the one that started everything else, because I did a lot of tours with Julia. Aside from doing her own headlining stuff, we did a lot of arena tours opening up for different people, because she broke with all of them and they loved her. And
Hmm.
so we ended up with Julia. I toured with Shawn Mendes, Maroon 5, Keith Urban, Pink. That was the biggest one.
Damn.
And there's one more I'm forgetting. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, we got to meet a bunch of people, and I got to connect with a bunch of different people just by playing with Julia.
So
Um,
it sounds like you just got up in the mix once you got some of those big gigs and you're just like floating around, or was there ever another moment like the phone call you got in marching band that like changed? Was there any other like exciting moments, or was it just like you
there,
expected?
yeah, it was never another moment like that. By this point, I was kind of in it. I
Mm.
kind of set the foundation. I knew a lot of musicians. I was a peer now, so I'm working. I'm one of the guys that's in the mix now. And I think at this point of the game, it was more about demonstrating to everyone what I can bring to the project on and off stage. And that was like the difference maker, especially when I got in touch with a lot of MDs. Like I started working with a bunch of really A-list MDs that are just like they're silent killers. You wouldn't know that they have the most biggest gigs in the world
Right.
unless they actually told you.
They're
You know,
behind the scenes, right?
they're behind the scenes, real like subtle about the stuff, and so like that really started to kind of my reputation, thank God, kind of started to get around with a bunch of different music directors, especially, and so those calls would kind of come in from them, and it would kind of keep the progression moving, and that's exactly what it ended up doing for Benson. Um, the last gig I did with Julia was 2019. Then the pandemic happened. Don't want to talk about that. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Let's just
But
let's just skip over
yeah,
that
And
part.
those 2 years
that's
didn't happen. Skip over.
right. Those 2 years did happen. Yeah. I had some work stuff to do during that, but specifically, this music director,
Wearing
Dave
an
Cook,
N95 mask and doing a live stream.
dog. I don't miss those days at all, man. Like that was a lot. But this music director named Dave Cook, he's Taylor Swift's music director. He texted me one night during the pandemic. He had a gig that he was doing for about a week at Center Staging, another rehearsal spot in LA, and I was available to do it. So I did the whole week of rehearsals, and we did a online streaming show. And after that finished, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, I'm just curious. Like, how did you get in touch with me? Like, who recommended me? If you just don't mind me asking." I was just very curious, and my wife was curious too. She was like, "I wonder how he knew about you." And he's like, "I've heard about you from so many people. Like, Elias, really good homie of mine. Elias told Dave about
Elias,
me,
who plays for Filter.
who plays for everybody. Yes,
Yeah, Elias is rad. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's the man. He's like just the sweetest dude ever in life.
Yeah,
But
he's
him and
great.
I did a couple tours together, and yeah. So he told Dave about me, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard about you from Chris Pooley. Like a lot of really really high caliber dudes have had something to say about you. So it was only a matter of time that we were going to end up doing something." But from that gig and from years to kind of follow, he would always kind of keep me in the loop and ask me if I was available to do some stuff. Sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. Until about 2024, he texts me and he goes, "Hey, I think I got a gig that might get confirmed. Still kind of waiting on the specifics, but I definitely want you to do it." And he was like, "Give me a month or two, and I'll we'll see what happens." And he kind of told me that the artist was blowing up, and that he had they were doing Lollapalooza or something like that at the time. And I remember I remember looking on the internet just to see the lineup, and I saw Benson's name, and I told my wife, I was like, "I think it's Benson Boone. Like, I think that kind of makes sense." Everything got confirmed, and so he's like, "All right, cool. So the artist is Benson Boone." He's like, "Have you heard of him?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of him. Like, I hear his songs every morning when I drop my daughter off to school." And she started to like it. She was 4 at the time, so she was loving the songs. And I was like, "Yeah, I know about Benson." And so he's like, "Yeah, so he's got some stuff coming up. I'd love for you to do it." And mind you guys, at this point of the game, I was about ready to retire. That's a very important. That's a very important note.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the main reason? Like,
The
was it?
main reason, I'll keep it 100. Like, all respect to many many artists that do this. At the time, I was with BB, and it was cool, but it was kind of getting a little frustrating and kind of more stressful. And it started to get to the point where I wasn't really having that much fun.
Uh,
And mind you, like a very important aspect in my life is my family. My wife and kids are everything,
That is
dude.
that
So
is the
like,
most important. That's way more,
Yeah.
way
That's
more important than any gig or Coachella or drum
Facts.
kit or whatever. Yeah, it's not even
exactly,
close.
like nothing prioritizes over them.
Yeah.
And so I remember one night one morning, sorry, I asked my wife, hey, like, what do you think about me stopping this and then just staying at home? Because I would have been happy doing wedding gigs. I was doing wedding gigs on weekends and they paid really great. I was like, I can stay home and figure it out, do some studio stuff. Like, what do you think? And if she would have told me, stick it out, it's the only gig you got, it's where the most money's coming from. Like, I get it, and I would have done it. And she was like, nah, I kind of want you to, I'd be okay with that. Like, you come home stressed out, it's not really a cool place to be around. And she's like, I'd rather you just stay home and figure it out. I'm okay with that. And so I was about to, but 2 days later, bro, all of this started going through. And then I talked to Benson. I talked to Benson himself, talked to the managers, and I
The
asked my
drum
wife.
gods would not let you
No.
would not let you hang it up,
bro.
man. They said
Man, yeah, yeah.
there's still some gas left in the tank, boy.
Right, yeah, God was like, nah, we're not done yet. We're not done
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, what do you think? You want to try this? And this was going to be like the last situation. I was like, you want to just try this last time and see what happens? And she's like, yeah, let's just see what happens. So we rehearsed for a week. The first gig that we ever did together in front of people with Benson was the MTV VMAs.
Mm.
And
That was a
that
sick show.
performance, exactly, that performance started the whole entire thing. And so
Wow,
like
bro.
I called my wife after that performance and I was like, babe, I think this is the one, man. Like I think this is gonna be a good one. And that's it's been a wrap ever since, man.
When was that?
That was 24. That was September of
Yep.
2024.
Yep. Sounds right.
Yeah. And
It can just
so
change. It can change in an
in an
instant, bro.
instant, man.
It's just
Like, yeah,
crazy.
I was ready. I was ready to hang up sticks, man. Just like be a studio drummer, do some stuff
And
like that.
and I
Yeah,
don't, dude,
sure.
I don't blame you. Again, I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I've thought about quitting 1,000 times. It's like
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, the second you're in the mud, it's like something happens, and you're like, well, I mean,
yeah,
I guess I'll keep going. So
yeah. No,
yeah,
seriously. And it's like, and everybody sees like, the arena tour dates and
yeah,
the endorsements and
yeah.
all that kind of
They
stuff.
don't they don't
That
see
stuff
that
is
they don't see the days off in Lafayette, Arkansas, in a hotel.
Yeah, they
right,
don't.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, like, and this is, I mean every single word of this when I say this. This is literally the best gig I've ever done.
I
And
believe it.
aside from like the performances and the big stuff, like that's all great. Like we got to play with freaking Brian May. We played with Brian May 3 times already.
Shows insane.
That is phenomenal in itself. But
Yeah.
even still, at this point in my life, with my family and with my kids, and like obviously I love them so much, and I'm doing this for them, and I'm able to do this because my wife is holding down the fort. She's an incredible singer. Don't get it twisted. That girl can sing her tail off.
Let's
But she is
go.
holding down the fort at the crib with the 2 kids. And so the reason why I'm out here doing this is because she's holding it down at home, and I respect and I honor her for that.
How
But
often do they come out to one of your shows?
oh, whenever they can, whenever they can.
Okay.
It's mostly LA stuff, but
Yeah.
if it's close enough, we'll have them come out. They've been to San Diego, they've been to LA, they've been to Anaheim, and they
Yeah.
will literally come in the arena, run around while everybody's setting stuff up, or they'll run around during sound check. And they are Benson and the team are very welcoming and loving. They love on my family and my kids. They ask about my wife and kids. He talks with them on FaceTime, and
That's
like
so
he is
cool.
totally cool with them just being all in the mix. And
That's
so like
cool,
That
man.
was the
so
first
when I
question I asked you. Like when I met you, I was like, I literally was
yeah,
like, hey, be honest with me. Come on, like how is working with Benson? He's like, honestly, bro, he's the best. He's literally the best
he
guy. He's the best
yes,
boss. It's like the best to work with. He's so cool to everybody, and it's like
yeah,
that makes or breaks. That makes all of it so
Oh,
much better. And then
yeah.
when
yeah.
you end up,
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air, man.
it's a
Like
breath of
it
air for
gave me
sure.
it really gave me the biggest second win to kind of finish this thing strong. Like, I'm trying to stick around for as long as I can. Again, like my wife and kids are priority. So as long as everything at home is cool, I'm gonna be out here doing my thing. But that definitely gave me the second win to just really, really put all of myself into this and really take this to the next level, which it has been. So
So awesome,
I'm
man.
very grateful for it, man.
Well,
This is a rare thing for cool people and artists and teams to be this dope. So
it
I'm
is.
very thankful.
Yes,
That's
man, and
amazing.
we're very proud of you. We're happy for you, man. I think you deserve it. Obviously, I mean all that stuff. So
Thank you,
it's
brother.
phenomenal to hear. It makes my heart warm to hear that like a drummer is being taken care of and enjoying their
Yes,
gig, and like the band. It sounds like you get along with the band. I'm sure the band
yes.
bus hangs are just elite. I'm sure the crew is elite. I'm sure it's just like awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's great,
Um,
man.
I don't know if you want to go this route right now, but I wanted to talk about gear before this
oh yeah,
ended
go
because a
ahead.
lot of
Yeah, go ahead.
people. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to know like what you're playing. I saw a video on your Instagram and that side snare you're playing is
hmm
like so sick. What kind of drums you
Yeah.
play? What kind of cymbals, drum heads? Like what? Who are you with?
All right. So to answer your first question, that snare, that bad boy, that is the duelist copper snare. That thing is a beast. It's 5.5 by 14, very versatile. It could do so many things. It's made by a guy, my homie Kevin. He's based out of Scotland. He just he just decided that he wanted to put his heart into making these snare drums, and they've kind of got some traction. So it's
Incredible.
yeah, that thing is a beast. So shout out to Kevin, man. Yeah, if you ever look it up, duelist snare, duelist copper snare, the thing is incredible. It's incredible.
Bet.
Um, but the other gear that I'm playing, so I'm endorsed with Pearl drums. Anthony, my
Anthony's
fellow
teammate.
Shout
fellow
out,
rap.
shout out.
Yes. Yeah, I Pearl's been so good to me. Like I am so thankful to have the support from this gigantic monster of a company that have just been changing the game for
Mhm.
years and years. And it did take me a minute to really fall in love with them prior to my interest. But like once I really started paying attention to the details, which I have my wife to thank for that. Like I didn't pay attention to any detail whatsoever, and she walked me through so many things of just being very detailed about everything. But I started paying attention to the way the drums were built, the hardware,
The hardware, which
everything.
I tell everybody, the hardware is so underrated. Like I
It's
think the hardware,
underrated, bro.
I think it's
Yeah.
so fire, and I think it doesn't get the love that it deserves. But that's
It
just me.
doesn't because like I'm gonna tell you the big thing that changed the game for me when it came to Pearl. Like I noticed that like I'm a hard hitter. I'm Anthony. I'm sure
Yeah,
you're a hard hitter as well. When I noticed the small detail, the fact that like I can hit each drum, I can hit the snare, I can hit all this stuff, and the drums do not move
they
no
don't
matter
move.
what.
You could
They
smash
are
them.
stable. I would
Hmm.
I would play other stuff and I noticed like I would hit the
Hmm.
tom and them toms would just be like just bouncing and
Yeah,
it drove me insane, bro. I'm like, why is that joint moving? It drives me insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just all these little details, and I noticed the intention and the care they put into everything, and so and
And
so
now,
and then just like how they sounded, like that's just
yeah.
that I think they're the best sounding drums,
mm,
period. So yeah, Pro drums, Evans drum heads,
let's go. Same.
yeah, yeah, dog. I've same kind of thing. Like I started to notice some really uh like just the way they were kind of pushing the envelope with drum heads and certain things that they use and different things.
They're doing a
My
really
kit
cool
that I
thing, man. Yeah, they're doing
yeah,
some really cool stuff with Evans.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially like, and just, again like dial in on the intentions and the specifics. This next kit that we're taking out is a Pearl maple gum
Oh, cool.
joint.
Nice.
And I have standard solid clear G2s on the top, but the resonance is where we really get a little spicy with my
Okay. What
drum
are you
tech.
putting? What do you got
Oh
underneath?
man, dog. So it's different. My toms, I have three rack toms. I have 12, 13 in the middle, and then 10, and then I
Oh,
have 16, 18 floor toms, and then I have an 8-inch tom tucked in between them on the side.
saw that.
I
Yeah.
love my setup. I can't wait to post it. I'm post it eventually, but I can't wait for everybody to see it. But me and my tech, Keenan, who's been killing it. We
Wait,
just got him on this get
Keenan
Keenan
Lipton?
Lipton. Yes.
That's my brother.
Oh, see, okay, so we're gonna have
He's
some
from
fun, man.
he's from him and Tucson are from Rochester, which is where I live, and
Yeah. Oh, cool.
they live 5 minutes away from me. Like they're my boys. That's wow. I didn't know he was teching for you.
Yeah, he
That's
been kind of
crazy.
keeping it under wraps a little bit, but like
Okay.
I told him I was like, if this joint ever opens up, man, you're the guy, because the way he tunes drums, he's got a really good ear, man. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I really wanted for this tour. Like, I wanted my toms to be open, and I want them to sing, and I know he's gonna get them perfectly. I hate
Mm.
having a whole bunch of muffling and dampening on my drums. It drives me insane. I
You
want
and
my
me,
drums to sing.
you
Anthony
and me
too.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a purist when it comes to that stuff.
right.
I really, really, really try to avoid dampening.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
Yes.
I'm
unless
a
there's
damping guy.
basically
I do.
yeah, it's everybody has a different like sound and preference, all that stuff. And for me, like I love tuning the drums. I actually really enjoy the challenge of trying to get a drum to sound
Yes.
awesome without using any
Without it,
muffling.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
then
Yeah.
There's an
and then
art.
more often than not, the overtones that are being released by the drum, if it's tuned well, the overtones actually are nice to my ears. But even if they aren't
Yes.
nice to a front of house engineer's ears, what I always say is like those overtones are getting lost in the mix of a band with guitars and sounds and stuff. You're not hearing in the middle of a song, you're not hearing like a funky overtone coming from one of the toms. You're just hearing
Right.
a tom.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yep.
but yeah, anyway, go on. Sorry. Dude, don't get me started about drum tuning.
Don't get-
Wait. What's the
Yeah.
rezo? You were telling about the rezos? What are
Yeah,
you
what are
putting
the
on
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So the Rezos, and this is very collective between me and Keenan. I told Keenan what I wanted. I was like, I want the drums to be open. I want no dampening whatsoever. So I was like, how did we get the best sound with that being the forefront of the idea? And so this is what we're doing. I'm giving away some gems, but I don't mind it. So for our smaller toms, my 8-inch and my 10-inch, standard G1s on the bottom, clear G1s.
Mm.
The 12 and the 13, we've matched G2s on the top and the bottom for both of those.
Yep.
Okay.
The floor toms, I like my floor toms being floor toms. I want my floor toms to sing. I don't want them to sound like a second bass drum. I
Right.
want those joints to sing. But, obviously I don't want it to go too out of control. So I was like, I asked Keenan, what is the way I'm trying to do it, what's the best resonant head for these two floor toms? EC Rezos on the bottom.
I've seen Remo. I've actually done it before. I've put pinstripes on the bottom, which pinstripes are kind of
Yeah.
like the EC2s as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but it's not a two-ply EC. It's an actual legit resonant EC that they have.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Gotcha,
make the
gotcha.
rezo version.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Very
it's
cool.
it's one ply, but it still has the ring around it, like
Fire.
like
Okay, cool.
like
Very
a two
cool.
ply. Yeah, so just to kind of control the tone a tiny bit from the bottom,
Yeah.
but it's the perfect setup, dude. I'm like, and they hold up really well. So
I-
What's
I'm
on the
like,
snare?
what's on the snare? Just the 300 on the bottom, but on the batter, heavyweight.
Heavyweight. Okay.
Oh, you're a heavyweight
Heavyweight.
guy on that?
I'm a heavyweight guy. Yeah, I love the
Ah.
heavyweight. I tried the dry. I like it, but for this gig, I kind of need a little bit of the crack, and I need a little bit of the ring, just a tiny bit, because I have a Pearl Ultra Crass, which Anthony put me onto that one.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an aluminum snare drum, 6.5 by 14, and that gig, that with the heavyweight is perfect for that gig, dude. It's perfect.
Another thing I've done, because I've messed around with reso heads and all that stuff, but another quick trick that I've found a lot of success with, if you just want like a pinch of dampening, is the cotton balls inside the toms, which has been
Yeah.
a really nice one. But anyway, so
Yeah.
what? And are you playing ProMark sticks? And you got Sabian cymbals, right?
So I'm playing innovative percussion sticks.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, which
very cool.
based out of Nashville, I love innovative percussion. Like
Sick.
I knew a lot about them from the marching world.
Yep.
They got a lot of marching stuff that's just very, very good. But their drum set stuff is phenomenal, and those sticks feel great in my hand. They don't hurt my hand. I don't get crazy calluses unless I'm like really gripping too hard and the energy's just there, which I do often. But they are the most comfortable sticks that I've used thus far in my 30 plus years of playing. and they take a beating, dude. I have a couple sticks that I'll use during sound checks and rehearsals. They're like getting ready to break right in the middle, but they're still holding up. So
Love
sometimes
that.
I just like to push it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are my sticks of choice. And then I'm playing Sabian cymbals,
Cool.
Nice.
which I love Sabian, man.
They're
Those
great.
are
So
Yeah.
yeah.
that's awesome, bro. So how much time do you actually have from now? I know you have lobby call in about 35 minutes, right? Or 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Okay. All right. We'll rip through as many as we can until it's like, we'll give you like a 15-minute window, but I feel like we just got
Yeah.
a couple more questions I want to get to that I'm like, I
Oh,
feel like
you good.
we need to know.
Yeah.
So this is a question we like to ask a lot of guests, but because I just find it an interesting thing. But what do you think, in your words, what do you think makes a professional drummer?
Wow, that's a good question. Um, I mean, it's pretty basic principles. Just, be a cool person, be on time, be considerate, and that even that alone can apply to so many different aspects of the gig. Like, be considerate of other people's time, be considerate of be considerate in learning the material yourself so that you come in and that you're not holding up the rehearsal or holding up the sound check or anything like that. Like, you just always be prepared, and just be a super cool person to kick it with, because truthfully, the show is hour and a half to 2 hours long, and the rest of the 24 hours you guys are just doing nothing, hanging around, eating and catering, or hanging on a bus or whatever. And like, nobody wants to hang around a jerk. So like 98% of the gig is you just being a decent person to kick it with.
So true.
So that's the biggest part, I think, of just being a professional. Just like, you got to know how to conduct yourself and know how to act.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Ooh, my younger self. That's a really good question, Anthony. Um, I think the advice I would give my younger self is just kind of like, stick true to what you do best. There's something that, this long in the industry, I understand what I'm really good at, and what I can, and where I shine. And that'd be a disservice if I try to put in a lot of focus on trying to do stuff that other people are good at. Like chops, I got a couple. I ain't a choppy dude. Like, but I know my pocket is fat, and that's where I'm gonna keep it.
That's where the money's at.
That's where the money's at. Yeah, exactly.
Brooke, I
Fact.
needed to hear that today, so thank you.
Yeah, man.
That's me and you. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth. It's a,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
feel so, I really relate to that. I'm like, I'm not the choppiest guy. I don't have the fastest feet, but
Yeah.
I will sit in that pocket.
I'll hold that shit down.
I will hold that
Yeah,
down.
you got it, man. And that's the
That
game,
click will
like,
disappear.
dude. Yeah, when it disappears, it gets a little scary, doesn't it?
It
'Cause
does.
you
Yeah,
guys
it
think
does.
you think something went wrong, but I'm like, nah, I'm just buried in that
I'm
thing.
just
I'm
spitting
just
right
okay.
now. I'm fucking spitting right now. Yeah.
I have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna. That's I have so many inside jokes about that. I'll look over at my drum tech sometimes, and he's like he's shoveling dirt.
Uh-huh.
We got all kinds
You're
of
burying
stuff.
it, baby.
Yeah.
Deep in the genre.
You're burying it.
What does a day off on tour look like for you?
Ooh, man, a day off literally can just be, it could be me going on a walk, just walking around the city, for 30 minutes to an hour, just getting lost. Or most of the time it is me just being in my room. Like, I will sit in my room, and I will decompress with a couple of Netflix shows. I'll talk to my kids on FaceTime multiple times throughout the day. It also looks like me doing homework with our 6-year old.
Oh,
Yeah, just like it's just I think a good off day is just anything that doesn't apply to the show. Like
Amazing.
unless I gotta learn a tune or two, then cool. But like for the most part, I'm just trying to sit and just be because that adrenaline kicks in when it's showtime, and I'm on 50 million, and I'm just
Yeah.
hyped. And coming down from that is pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah.
So if an off day follows, I'm gonna just sit and just chill out.
And take a
yeah.
proper day off away from it, mentally and
Yes,
physically.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this question. If you weren't playing drums for a living, what would you be doing?
Hmm.
Oh, man, that, that is such a. I think about that often. My wife will ask me what would I do if I wasn't a drummer. It's like, I genuinely don't know, man. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Mm.
Um, I don't
Just
know.
working
Probably
some
like
job.
you said what?
Just working like some random job or something, maybe. I mean,
Probably. I mean, like I know. I think I'm starting to really get into um not necessarily teaching, but I don't know. I do kind of feel like I'm settling more into the idea of imparting some kind of knowledge. Um, Maybe that's kind of separate from like, here's a rudiment, here's a this, here's a that. But I like kind of imparting the small bit of wisdom that I've acquired over the years, not just only with music, but just about life, period. And so
Hmm.
I would probably do something like that, some kind of like, I don't know, dare I say motivational speaker or something like that.
counselor or
I
something.
Oh, that's a better one. I like that actually. Yeah, that's
Well, they
good.
have like music like universities will often have like I forgot that there's a term for it, but basically like professors who come in and they'll teach like a semester and they'll do like a music business course or like a
Yeah.
whatever. Um, um, okay, so what is your favorite part about touring and what is your least favorite part about touring?
Um, my favorite part about touring is the travel. I've thankfully been able to see a lot of really cool places, and it's wild to think that music and more specifically playing drums is kind of the reason behind a lot of that. And so that's dope. And then just the show, the playing aspect of it. I love playing these shows, man. Like I love the crowd reactions, the responses, my favorite part to this day, it never fails. When the lights go off and everybody starts screaming, that
Mm.
gets me so hyped, man.
I
Like
can't believe it.
that
Yeah, yeah.
dude, like I feel like whenever that day does come where I decide to retire, I'm probably gonna miss that aspect the most of just feeling that excitement when the lights go off. It's just wow. And then the excitement when the artist comes out.
The
That stuff is
walkout,
just
the whole
the
walkout.
walkout. It gets me every time,
The
man. During
walkout's
the
crazy. The show call
it's
is crazy. It's just like
it's
you're like, it's
yeah,
happening. There's no running
yeah,
now. It's just you're
yeah. It's
here.
It's crazy, man. And like in the last tour we did, the American Heart tour, the way Benson came out was just so dope. It was this video of him playing this little precious ballad that kind of had something to do with the concert. And then the video would go off, and then there was be this big synth rev up leading up to these big hits, and he's coming up the lift while these hits are going off, and then in my ears you get the cue, two, 1, 2, 3, right? And then I start playing this Blitzkrieg bop, Tom Ride, just like
Just to
just
open the
hype,
show.
just to open the show, yeah.
Oh,
But
so
when
sick.
and it's just me, but
Ah,
but
so
as
fire.
soon as right before I start that groove, Benson does a super dope backflip, and the video wall comes on, and then the lights trail all the way down the runway. The way they freak out every time that happened
Crazy.
got me like I was like it was hard to control myself sometimes, but
Yeah,
that
let
was
me ask you
that
real
was
quick. Has Benson
mhm.
ever like fallen doing a backflip or anything like that? Just
Never,
curious.
never.
Okay.
I've been with him for almost 2 years. This man knows how to flip.
He's all right. All right.
Any,
He's on that.
anytime he goes up somewhere, I'm like, in the beginning, I was like, "Yo, you good?" But now I'm so locked in that he's just like he's got it.
You got it. Okay.
I've seen him do all kind of stuff at this point, man.
That's so sick.
Young buck.
Yeah,
Man, that's cool.
I need.
young bucks, dude.
Our paths will cross eventually. I need to see the show. Obviously, it'll happen.
Oh yes, yeah. We got to get you to the show, bro, for sure.
I have to see the show. Also, my girlfriend's a huge fan, so we have to.
Oh
We for sure have to see the show. So
yeah, say less, man. We gotta get y'all to pull up, man. That would be really dope.
Okay, man. Well, look, I have a bunch of other questions, and we could go on for easily another hour and a half, but we want to respect your time and all that stuff. We'll bring you on again in the future, but we have one final question that I like to ask our guests, which is give us 3 dinner guests, dead or alive, that you would like to have dinner with.
Oof, dog.
And if LeBron's not on at that table, I'm pissed off, or Kobe at least. You gotta at least. Have one of those two guys.
You know Kobe's on the list, bro.
Yeah, Kobe has to be there.
He's the one.
Yeah. So it would be Kobe. Man, I think Ricky Lawson.
Oh shit! Okay, hell yeah.
Yes, Ricky Lawson and the third person that's tough. I'd probably say somebody like maybe Jay-Z.
Oh,
that's-
sick.
that's
Okay,
cool.
that'd be,
Yeah,
that'd be such
I
a
think
flyer
those would be-
dinner.
Yeah, that'd be a cool dinner because like I mean and even Kobe is one of the guys that really inspired me even though he plays basketball and I'm a drummer, like play basketball and I'm a drummer. I learned a lot of things from the way he saw the game. I would like another nerdy thing I would do on off days. I would watch his detailed show where he would break out. Do you know about this, Anthony?
I do.
So see, you do, yeah. So he would basically, it was a show where he would basically break down these plays from either his career or current NBA players at the time, and he would slow it down and he would rewind a bunch of stuff, and he'd be like, "See, James,
How did I not know
could have
about this?
done
This is so
seen that?
fire.
It's like really, it's production.
This is like
really good.
that's like my wheelhouse. I can't believe I've never seen that.
It's
It's
amazing.
brilliant, dude. So like
Yeah.
he would be like, yeah, James Harden is known for this. What he could have done, if you look, there's another person right here. He could have kicked it out here, or they could have ran another play. It's just like
my
I would
God.
sit there on off days and watch tons of these episodes because I love how just like how he saw the game. And of course, again, kind of reflecting back to what my drumline instructor taught me, there's so many ways to see it. And so I really got hyped off of how he saw everything, and I really wanted to apply that to my playing. And so yeah, I would have loved to have sat down and just talk stuff with him.
Dude,
That would've been crazy.
I tell people all the time that I'm more my whole life I've been more inspired by athletes than by drummers.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
obviously I have all my drumming heroes, obviously. And obviously there's endless inspiration from those guys and gals, but like there's something different about like a high level pro athlete who just has to spend like tens of thousands of hours like perfecting these tiny little things, and it plays in with drums because drums are an athletic instrument. And then you also you guys both know what it's like. You do have to spend so much time drilling these little things to like become a master of the craft, and the way Kobe approached everything. Do you know the drummer? I want to give a shout out to a guy real quick, Eric Improda. Does that name ring a bell?
No.
He plays in
The Guitar Center drum off guy, and where he would
Yeah.
like jump on the throne. He did backflips too.
jumps on
He
the
had,
throne.
long
He'll
hair.
like do backflips off the drums, like whatever.
Oh shoot! How did I miss this? No.
Yeah, crazy ass drummer, like such a cool dude. He's a buddy of mine, and he plays in he plays in a band called Night Verses, but then he has a new
Okay.
project called dude, it's just blanking me. What is it called, Joe? It's called
I don't know his new one.
House of Protection. It's called House of Protection.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
Look it up.
point is, insane drummer, and like I went and visited his rehearsal space one time, and like the only thing on the wall was one Kobe poster, and I was like, it's like this shed. There's just drumstick shards everywhere, and one Kobe poster. And he's like, yeah, I watch Kobe highlights before every show. Like that's my pre-show.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That's so fire, bro.
You're fired up,
that's
bro.
sick. That's sick.
Go, bro.
Anyway,
His mindset
well, dude,
is great.
hey,
If you adopt that mindset in any aspect of life, you'll do good. But anyways,
Yeah,
You'll be fine.
Yeah,
You'll be fine, man. Yeah.
he's the only celebrity who, well, Aaron messed me up pretty bad, but like it's hard to compare any of this. I don't want to sound like I'm doing that, but I cried my eyes out when Kobe died. Like that was a tough.
Yeah, but him and Aaron for
one.
sure. They got. I think like Aaron. I cried for at least a couple days. But
Yeah, it's so tough, bro.
But with Kobe, especially as like the husband and dad in me, like that wrecked me, dude. So I was like, and I think, my daughter wasn't born yet, but she was about to be, and that like that kind of got me in the mindset of just like, yo, that's so unfair, man. Like,
That was
it was
so unfair.
That was wild.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like, were you in LA when it happened? It was a gloomy day. It was.
I was actually I was doing a little tour with an artist at the time, and so I was flying from Detroit, was it, into Canada? I was landing in Canada, and when we landed, everybody's phone went off, bro. And then I saw it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, nobody believed it.
I didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it either, man. But I got off the plane and I texted my wife, and I was like, yo, he just died, man. And I lost it. I was wrecked for a few days.
That's terrible.
For sure.
Well, I don't want to end this on a sad note. We all love Kobe. We all love.
Yes.
Aaron Spears is here with us in spirit.
Yeah.
And shout out to anybody who's ever provided inspiration to the next generation and
in
man,
any
drums,
kind of way, man.
Yeah, drums are really hard, and touring is really hard, and making it as a drummer is really hard. Making a living playing drums is really hard. So yeah, man, we really appreciate your time, Brook. You're the man. You have a show
respect,
tonight,
bro.
right? Have a great show.
So tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Night.
Okay,
Just time checking, but it's just tomorrow. So, but
Okay,
cool. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much for having me, dude. You guys are incredible. I respect and honor both of you guys. Man,
Likewise,
thank you
dog.
for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming
you,
on,
bro.
man. Yeah. Have a great night. Have a great show tomorrow. Everyone go follow Brook on Instagram, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.